EMNW, this band, and Limp Bizkit. Well, I mean, EMNW covering Limp Bizkit. Look, either way, this is one of those things where, even though I knew this was coming, I still can't get my head around what we're about to watch. I am so excited to check out this video. To be honest, I knew that they did a cover of Rolling because if you've been following this channel, you'll know that I've been following EMNW actually since before even their first single came out. When I first saw them live, you know, lovely people, made friends with them. They just seemed like the absolute coolest duo. And since then, they have gone on to do amazing things, opening for bands like Bloodywood, playing huge festival stages, whilst also turning up at the local live houses. EMNW are the quintessential example of a success story. But as a band who's been relatively new, they have peppered in the occasional cover to make their set lists a bit enjoyable whilst building up the number of songs they have. We've had things like Bruno Mars covers, we've had Nicki Minaj covers, but, you know, a little while ago, they started playing Rollin' by Limp Bizkit, and boy, oh boy, the crowd have enjoyed it, because EMNW have always had a little bit of a new metal sound to them. Yeah, they've got a mixture of, like, their heavy metal riffs, but they've also got rap, being primarily what most of their vocals are in EMNW. But you know what? They've always felt current. They've always felt modern. They've always felt that they don't feel like some throwback band. They actually feel like something cool and new. So hearing them do Rolling, a song which, you know, I mean, hell, I'm coming up to my 40th birthday. And I remember when this song came out, I think it came out in the year 2000. Damn. So I was like 15 years old. This is a 25-year-old song. Holy crap. And, you know, it was everywhere when this song came out. Back when nu metal could rule the charts. Incredible. And, you know, but it's one of those songs that I don't think a lot of people regularly come back to. I don't think we regularly come back to Limp Bizkit's Rolling. I don't think most people regularly come back to Limp Bizkit, in all fairness. So hearing it given a fresh lick of paint live was really exciting. But I have not heard the studio version. I have not seen the music video yet. Their music videos are notoriously fun. I cannot wait to see what we're about to get. Oh, EMNW Rolling Limp Bizkit cover. I don't know, you can't see that. Let me just like make that visible so you can see it there. That just makes me weirdly happy. Shall we watch it? Let's go.
All right, partner.
Keep on rolling, baby.
You know what time it is.
No way they're going up to the top of that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
If they are going up to the top of Shinjuku, I will be impressed.
Chocolate starfish.
Oh my god, they're recreating the video. They're recreating the video.
I'm moving. Back up. Tell me what you gotta do now. Breathe in and breathe out. Back up. Tell me what you gotta do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, rolling.
Oh, this makes me happy.
No, I know you will love it. This right here, LIMP. This got us right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air.
EMNW's right here.
Yeah, we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Just for your face, I'm rolling this the next. So when I fuck you up, like shut the fuck up and backed up.
Is this sensitive? It's like somewhere between parody and homage. It's the right balance.
Tell me what you gotta do now. Breathe in and breathe out. Back up. Tell me what you gotta do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Oh, this is too wholesome. And yet it rocks. I don't know how to feel right now.
We got the concept, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school soldiers buzzing in the hash. The march, when it bounce in the march bed.
I hope their reference version wasn't the censored version.
I'm moving. Back up. Tell me what you gotta do now. Breathe in and breathe out. Back up. Tell me what you gotta do now. Keep rolling.
I can't believe they got the backing dancers. Oh, that's so cool.
Hey ladies, hey fellas, and the people that don't give up. All the lovers, all the haters, and all the people that couldn't satisfy you.
I was not expecting them to basically recreate the video.
Hey buggers, hip hoppers, and everybody all around the world. Tell me what you gotta do.
I seem to remember they go double time in the last chorus. Is that the original song or did they remake that? I have got words. This is brilliant. This is fucking brilliant. Oh. This is way too brilliant. Okay, let's get those credits back on screen for a second here. All right, so yeah, obviously we got the dancers. Let's give a bit of a shout out to the dancers. Kanon, Kate, Nayeon, and Chihiro. Obviously, Emayuki and Menu are the vocals. The director was Koyamada. I've heard of Koyamada. Why have I heard of Koyamada before? Did Koyamada? I recognize that name. Kento Fujiwara for cinematography. You got the. I love it when they credit gaffer in English. That is such an English word. They say that on a Japanese music video. But I'm Seki Hirsch. Look, okay, you can see the credits. I want to give a big moment to say thank you to everyone who made this. And let's have a little talk about what we just saw and heard. I did not know what to expect from the music video. I figured it was going to be one of their usual sort of things, kind of like a very guerrilla style film music video where they're just out and about in places, filming wherever they are. Often their music videos look like a diary of what they've been up to this month. But the fact that they actually went into it and they've basically reproduced the sets from the original video, but in a Japanese sort of way. So here they got the bit where, in the original video, they're driving around in the car through like New York or whatever. Here they're driving through, I'm assuming that's Tokyo because they went past Shinjuku earlier in the video. And then they've got out to this country house to do, so like the original music video, if I try and find it so you can see it, I didn't know I was going to have to be finding reference footage, but I'm going to find it for you because you might not have seen this video in the longest time. But the original, so yeah, when they're standing in the original, oh my God, Fred Durst. Oh, I'm seeing pictures of Fred Durst. It's been so long, Fred Durst. It's been so long. Let's bring this up. Okay, right. So when you're looking at the original video, there's a lot of kind of like these like cubes and diagonal things behind him, and you got the dancers behind him. And what they've basically done, this is so clever. They've recreated this using the Japanese blinds. That's brilliant. And they've got the little podiums for the dancers to stand on, as you can see back here. And so they got their dancers. That's brilliant. That's so good. And they've made it such a Japanese touch. Obviously, it adds so much to have the two of them, Menu and Emma jumping around. Oh, I freaking love this. And then, it was a bit of a tease that the video opens after you get the original intro. The big shout out to Menu, by the way. Menu's got an incredible voice. Like, she can really pull off that intro. But then they show this, and I'm like, wait, because, where the original video was filmed, right? On top of one of two very tall towers in New York, right? Is that what we're referencing here? I was looking at that. I was like, no, you didn't. You didn't. How? I don't even think there is a top to these. I don't think you can stop on. Maybe you can. You probably can. I don't know. But and then just jumping into quite possible. And they've both got like it's an American sports team, isn't it? I think it's the Yankees or something, like the red baseball cap. Oh man, this was This was so charming. So the music again, in the verses, what they went for in the EMNW version, as you can hear, they go double time in the verses, which I think is just an awesome touch. It sort of gives the song a bit of speed, gives it a little bit more variation, because the original kind of sticks to a very steady tempo throughout, which I think does, as addictive as the original is, I think it kind of scuppers replay value in the long term a little bit, that it is a single sort of rhythm tempo song. So having the double time in the EMNW version, I think gives us a little bit more repeat listen value and makes it a little bit more metal. I mean, I don't mind. I kind of like having the hip hop element nicely sort of pushed to the forefront by the sampled verse, but I do like the fact they've gone for a bit more of a thrashy kind of verse in their version of the song. Absolutely brilliant. All the way up to the last chorus. So when I saw them do this live, I seem to remember them double timing the last chorus, but I loved it the way it was. It was brilliant. They had the little sound samples in there. In the choir bits, you hear the little sound samples. I don't know if they recreated those or whether they just lifted those loops from the original, but that was those sort of weird distorted bits. That was really cool hearing that, and kind of brought back a lot of that weird nostalgic atmosphere. I can't help but say it. I know people are going to object. I mean, probably even EMNW would object if they heard me say this. I prefer their delivery to Fred Durst. I mean, Fred Durst, by all accounts, is a really nice person. And, Limp Bizkit had some really good songs. But I'll be honest, it was never my idea of like, okay, this is the greatest rapper ever. And I feel like EMNW, partly by sort of like doubling up on the vocals and everything, their delivery just feels much more dynamic and fun. So yeah, I really like this. You might know actually, there's another Japanese band called Crystal Lake who also did a cover of Rollin. Theirs was a very different cover. It was much more metal. But this to me feels like a really nice middle ground where it's kind of got like the charm of the original. So like the Crystal Lake one goes really heavy, which I think kind of loses a little bit of the cheeky, silly fun of the original. And like I say, for all the things I would say about Fred Durst, the guy was certainly a rather interesting character. He was amusing. He could make stuff fun. And, that's kind of what I think the EMNW version has kept that. It's fun like the original. But I think there's this impact injected just a little bit more energy, a little bit more power. I think they've hit a perfect middle ground for me between the original and like Crystal Lake's one, which was cool, but a little bit too far just into the metal side. I think this is a brilliant balance. I really like this. Again, it does what EMNW do in all of their songs. I mean, it's not like rinse and repeat. Each of their songs is very unique, but the one thing that is true of all of their songs is that they manage to really get you headbanging, but at the same time, it's fun. It's engaging, puts a smile on your face. Whatever type of song it is, you just feel happy that you're listening to this kind of good music. And also at the same time, their songs never sound complacent. Even when it's covered, like I say, when they do a double time bit, it doesn't feel like they're just complacently regurgitating the song. It feels like they decided, hey, let's make that bit double time. Let's do, let's back and forth the vocals. Obviously, that's what they have to do because they're like a tag team rap group. But still, they're back and forth in the vocals in a really cool way. The only thing that gives me a little bit confused is why this is a censored song. I got to be honest, back in like 2000, back in the year 2000, especially with especially in America, I think people got upset about swearing. I don't think really anyone cares about swearing anymore. I don't know. Maybe in America, I don't know. I can't speak for America, but I think like most of my British friends are like, this swearing's not. Yeah, I mean, swearing's always been normal in like casual like social circles, but I think now even on TV swearing's just kind of there. So it's like really weird to see it like censored out, like, oh, that's unexpected, but still cool. I would like to hear the uncensored version of this. It's got to be out there. I would be really surprised if the only version of this is the censored version. Release the uncensored cut. Release the uncensored rolling. You are. Whatever. Just make some hashtag. This was so much fun though. EMNW, I'm just gonna, I mean, look, like I said, I've been following them since the get-go. I'm really glad. It's always nice when you find a band that early. And I was really glad that I always kind of like came back to these two. And just, oh man, this is why, so often when you talk about why it's so good to be in Japanese music, stuff like EMNW, like I say, it's good music. It's really good music. And yet it's fun. This is a proper good cover that brings its own ideas, but it's fun. You can rock out with a smile on your face. What more could you ask for? Anyway, EMNW, you're freaking awesome. Love it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I'm gonna go listen to this again because I can't believe what I just heard. I know they've been doing this song for like a year. I still can't believe what I just heard. Love it. Yeah, tell me what you think. Get in the comments. Until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.